Hey y'all, dedicated father here. Another driving video, so sorry for the noise. Just it hit me. I was thinking about some scripture this morning, and it really made me think about how we speak, and is that words that Jesus would use coming out of my mouth? If it's not, then there's only one way or another, right? So it's either the words that Jesus would use or the words the devil would use. The in between, you could say, right there. If maybe I've heard people argue this, that you could go and say, okay, well, I I can't even think of an example right now. Something that may be not quite the way Jesus would say it, but the meaning of it is still what he would use. So I mean, you can sit and try to argue this and beat this all you want, but it's you got two ways to handle things, right? And again, I'm sorry for the bumpiness here, y'all. So I was thinking about that, and I was really thinking to the sake of, well, hey, what ways do I want my kids to learn? What ways do I want them to know? So if I'm using words that Jesus wouldn't use, but I'm telling them to use their words right and be kind and considerate, loving, compassionate, all those things, and then I use words that are not that, which I do and have, and I mean, we're human, right? So it makes me think, well, how am I expecting them to do any better or be any better when I'm their role model? I'm what they look up to. So, y'all, as the fathers out there, and again, I've noticed my female audience is increasing. The women out there that have to be fathers or have to be dads because the fathers decide not to, or maybe they can't, maybe there's a loss. You never know, this is someone's situation, right? But to all of y'all, it's time for us to step up. It's time for when we let those words come out of our mouth, even when you get mad. I got mad, I'm trying to think, probably about a month ago, and I just was trying to like hold in and think about what I was about, how I was going to react and how I was going to take this. And then I cussed when I just like let it out, like, and I just, and I just let it out. And it was just my way of like offloading instead of saying something I'd regret or doing something you'd regret, anger or anything like that. Well, saying something you regret right there, right? Not something that Jesus would use. Those weren't words he would use. That wasn't a word he would just yell out like that, unless he was, I guess saying you were damned to hell for all eternity, maybe. But he wasn't using that word the way I used it, that's for sure. So the way I look at this is it's a lesson for me, and hopefully for y'all too, that when we let words out of our mouths, even when we are by ourselves, we're creating those habits. We need to be creating good habits for our kids. We need to be making sure that everything we say and do, that if they were to hear us, that it'd be okay if they were repeating what we'd say, and understanding Jesus can't hear us, so he really is. I mean, it's what would Jesus do kind of thing. Is he really can and hear what we're saying, and he is our ultimate judgment, right? God is our judge, and a judge, jury, and executioner, really. And so when we look at it that way, we're setting it up. If we're failing, we're setting our kids up for failure. So kind of on a tangent, I know I always tend to. I try to put my thoughts into words. Doesn't always work out the way I plan, but that's kind of the beauty of doing these videos, unedited, just raw. Right now, just driving, I'm like, oh, I'll do that video later. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to forget my exact thought by later. So I'm going to do it right now. So here I am. Y'all, please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff. I've kind of stalled out on the subscription. It's gone up a little bit, but not much. And I think I said something that got me hit because some of my shorts are just doing really, really well. Then every once in a while I'll do a short that is really meaningful to me, and I must say something back because it'll go from like 600-700 views to like 3 views. I'm like, okay. And then the next short will do great again. So it's not like I blew my shot. Someone told me a long time ago, oh, you had a bad video because you blew your chance. They gave you a chance and no one liked it. Well, then the next one, everyone was liking it and subscribing and things of that nature. So I really do think it's the algorithm doing its thing. So y'all, I'd appreciate all the help I can get. I hope this reaches out and speaks to somebody. Y'all have an amazingly blessed day. Be strong. Raise them right.